Hiya there folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget with me, the tight Yorkshireman. As you can probably see behind me, this tarpaulin give you an indication that we've got a little bit of a problem with our boat. Basically the story goes a couple of days ago, middle of the night, we had a massive storm. We woke up about 1 o'clock in the morning to find that the ceiling above our bed was wet and it was dripping down onto the bed itself. Only thing I could do there and then was come outside, grab a tarpaulin, chuck it over the roof. That stopped any water getting in. But obviously now I need to do a permanent repair and get it all sorted. The issue is the leak is basically on that side of the boat. So first thing I'm going to have to do is turn the boat round. The easiest way of turning the boat round when I'm on my own is to let Mother Nature help me, and that's use the wind. So in effect what I'll do is untie the boat, shove the front end out, and the wind is then going to push the front end all the way around, and I'll just walk the back end up to where we need that. Perfect. I even had the swans supervising me. This is the top of one of the side hatches, and judging by where the water was inside, it looks like the leak is perhaps down the back of here. So I think first off is a case of peeling this off, which I just put on there to protect the wood while we get round to fully fiberglassing the whole top of the roof. You can probably hear a train going past right now. And I think looking at it, the water must have been running in the back there and down under that piece of wood. I have got the trim panel that we took off a long time ago. That goes back on there and that'll certainly help. But I think what I want to do is try and get some sealant into there, this on, and then perhaps a piece of wood as a fillet into there as well. And I probably explained that really badly. So shall we do the good old trick of just getting on with it instead of talking about it? With the strips cut to size then, I'm going to get plenty of grip fill on here. That'll hold these in place and create a seal. The pieces of wood are hardwood as well, so they're not going to rot or anything over the winter before we can actually get some fiberglass on there in the longer term. I would look at fiberglass in it now, but the temperatures aren't quite right. Although, to be fair, today's a bit of a mixed bag. It's not actually cold. I'm wearing shorts and a hoodie, rather oddly enough. But it's not actually that cold at the minute. But ideally, for fiberglassing, it wants to be warmer and a more stable temperature than it is at the moment. There's a little bit of a hole there which doesn't seem to actually go all the way through. I can't see through it. I'm guessing it's the screw that used to hold this trim plate on. Obviously I'm going to block that up while I'm at it, but I don't actually think that is what was leaking. Because if you remember, this is basically a sandwich of several layers of fiberglass, and that looks to be just through this top layer. Obviously that's not good, but like I said, I don't think that's what was actually causing the leak that we had. While that bit of grip fill dries, then I can clean this up, get that looking smart, ready to refit it. When I started the repair today, I wasn't actually intending putting any paint on anything, because you're probably aware, if you've been following the series, come next year we're planning on everything that's blue is going to get stripped back, all the fiberglass checked, any repairs done, and then the whole boat repainted. Likewise, all the black bit down at the bottom, the boat's going to come out the water, and we're going to redo all the hull, make sure everything's up to scratch, and probably 2-pack it this time. Last time we just used a standard bitumen blacking, but I think this time we're going to go for the 2-pack. A lot better, a lot harder wearing, should keep the boat protected for years to come. So I'd not intended putting paint on, because I thought, well, we're going to be fiberglassing all this top bit in the not too distant future. We just kind of need to see it through the next few months. But then I thought, well, it looks a bit tatty, and a coat of paint won't harm, and it's only going to take a few minutes, so I might as well. So I must say, on the whole, the repair I've done today, or I'm doing, is more functional than pretty, shall we say. Like I say, all this is going to come off and get redone and properly fiberglassed in the coming year. So for now, it's more about making the boat watertight than making it look pretty. However, Dawn's eye will be looking round all this, so it needs to at least be semi-reasonable. And again, regular viewers will probably know I don't like painting. That's Dawn's job. Well, I can now get on and get this top trim fastened in place. So I'm going to use a nice dollop of sealant all the way around where it's going to sit onto, and that would stop any water penetrating underneath. Again, I can see there's a little hole there, so I'll get plenty into that. When it comes to using sealant, there's obviously no point squeezing tubes and tubes and tubes into place, because it'll just squeeze out. But likewise, there's no point being the tight Yorkshireman and not getting enough on there either. A few pennies worth of sealant now could save a whole rebuild at a later date. Bit of blue paint then, basically the final piece of the jigsaw for today's little task. That should have re-waterproofed the boat, stop any water getting in over the winter, and hold off the main repair so we can get that fiberglass out during the summer or spring when the weather picks up and it's the suitable sort of temperatures. Main thing is we're going to be dry over the winter. Thanks very much for watching then, folks. We'll see you all soon. Bye bye.